Okay, so with the release of Modern Horizons 3, all four of the decks I've shown so far on Lucas Brews are getting some degree of upgrade. So, start with Relia, since she is the quickest and simplest one. She's just getting a new dual face land, Legion Stronghold / Legion Leadership, because it's a very funny way of dealing with a big threat on the board. I say, oh, you showed me the big creature? No, you're not. This thing is going to kill it now. So, relatively easy one to figure out what I'm swapping out. It's going to be something in the mana base, and I think there's still at least one basic in here. Yeah, I haven't played this one since the video, so it's still in order. There we go, we can just drop Boros Garrison for it. So, that is Aurelia upgraded. Yeah, nothing much else relevant to the strategy here in MH3. Up next then, let's do a Heliod next. So Heliod gets a card that I have lined up a trade for but don't have in hand yet. You can tell I dyed my hair blue recently, can't you? Well, I say actually it was a friend of the channel and stylist, Jessie. I'll link her Instagram. You know what? I'll link her Instagram in the description. Go check her out. If you're in the area, highly recommended. I have help now, okay. But yeah, there's a new enchantment that can enter as a copy of an enchantment. So, with that in mind, I obviously want to use that to have another way of copying Forced Fruition. Let's see, is there anything we can safely... Okay, this one is a little more complex. I reckon we're going to have to break the deck down. So, we've got Ramp, we've got Company. No. Okay, so with the deck split down, obvious place to make some kind of a cut is going to be the miscellaneous good shit pile. Honestly, everything here is some degree of mad value to the deck. So let's keep that. So, protection down here we can't get anything from. That's definitely staying. The win cons, not tampering with those. Mill, not tampering. Deck out protection, not tampering. Tutors, not tampering. Existing copy shit, not tampering. Mana base is good. Ramp, no sense modifying that. Tokens, I can't really go any slimmer than that. Hand size, again, that's about where I want it. That leaves me then draw and interaction. What's my least effective piece of draw power here? Everything there is pretty solid, actually. As much as I hate to cut some interaction, let's give me something in here I can afford to ditch. I think I break the spell. Yeah, everything else in here is too effective, and it's... and again, this does combo with the board whites to put something crucial in the bin so I can I can fetch it back when I recast my commander. Anything else fun? Midnight can hit anything. Path and Plowshare is a classic. Let's keep the board wipes at 3, since we're more likely to need them in this deck. Hidden Intervention is just another one that's just solid removal. I might actually go with you Find the Villain's Lair. Yeah, that's still like 15 pieces of interaction, 3 of which are board wipes. With a mixture of counter spells, removal and protection, so yeah, I reckon we can get by with this. And cut, you find the villain's lair for the new enchantment copier. Okay, that is Heliod done. Once the deck is like as tuned as this, it's difficult to really make any cuts unless there's like a strictly better version of something that comes out. Right, so next up then, Pirates. Copy Crook is the one thing I want to add here because I like the idea that it can do identity theft and that it doesn't target a copy. Which is, as far as I can tell, it doesn't target a copy, which is interesting. So, oh yeah, since filming, I've replaced all the basics in the deck with ones from Ice Age as a local store, Bad Wolf, link in the description, not sponsored, etc., etc. Just had them in. I thought, go on then. It sounds like a laugh that I have these, these two pirates who have only been seen in like Mesoamerica and the Old West, two famously warm locations, and all the lands are from Ice Age. So, what's my least useful creature spell here? Coastline Marauders is worth considering, but it's honestly pretty good still. Do I want to cut Spectral Sailor? It's useful to just have something cheap I can flash in, and effectively have like a haste flyer. Storm Tamer kind of works pretty well as a counter spell, so I'm not really willing to get rid of that. Deckhand is too useful. I have made one additional alteration to this deck since the video came out, which was cutting one of the less useful tools for either we may have gone past it already, but the Shockland. Oh no, there. No, that's not it. Anyway, the Shockland's in here somewhere now. So on one hand, Copy Crook is pirated copy, but cheaper and with the potential for more card draw, and better. But at the same time, pirated copy is pirated copy, and I'm reluctant to get rid of it because it's funny. Burger's Wrath is... oh yeah, there it is. Steam Vents, Shockland, like I said. Okay, maybe Coastline. Coastline Marauders. Spectral Sailor. You know what? Let's just cut Spectral Sailor. The card draw ability isn't really reliable enough. And this does a better version of that anyway. It lets me steal someone else. It lets me commit identity theft, which is another important crime. So, yeah, there'll be links to all 4 deck lists in the description, which is going to be a really fucking weird description at this point. Like, yeah, there's my local game store, there's my stylist, and there's 4 deck lists. Okay, so that just leaves us with Glitter, which is getting 3 editions. The 2 of which are from the set, one of which I just happened to trade for on the day of pre-release, so go on then. Okay, so we have Cursed Wombat, which basically lets me put more... I'm pretty sure there's an equivalent creature I can cut for this. Eviscerator's Insight, which is going to replace a less useful piece of draw power, and out of focus, Fireeater's Outbreak, which is probably going to replace one of the board wipes. So, let's see what we got. So I'm pretty sure we have one of the sacrifice something, get a thing. What's name's in here? Yeah, this is basically a better fanatical offering. Like, while the map token would have been, well, the map token is nice. Flashback is much more useful because it gives me an emergency draw something button that I can hit 5 mana when something's about to die anyway. So next up then, we have Curse Wombat for Ace's Outbreak. I just want to highlight the fucking gorgeous Jeremy Wilson art on Natural Restoration here. One of the reasons why it's staying in the deck, even though it isn't ideal for it. Do we want to swap out Noxious Assault for Ace's Outbreak? Nah. Outbreak is too much of a hard win con. Yeah, Cursed Wombat is in this situation Winding Constrictor, but like slightly better. Kind of. And Winding Constrictor hits all counters, but this deck only really cares about 1/1 counters. Me getting counters isn't really ideal. I'm going to see if there's another possible cut for that. There isn't really more or less equivalence to each other. I think I'm going to stick with a Constrictor actually, because if I'm proliferating more than once a turn, which is fairly likely, I get more value out of that. Let's quickly check for the first half of the deck again, just in case. Okay, so we're probably not going to run the Wombat, but there is another deck that it also works. I'm building that also works in, so yeah, we can just comfortably reserve it for that. That leaves then for Ace's Outbreak as a replacement for a board wipe. Well, potentially at least. Let me just double check how. Okay, yeah. Like on one hand, it means I'm probably going to proliferate and poison counters past 3, which makes me a little more of a threat. But at the same time, it's a solid board wipe under those circumstances. Maybe Cruelty of Gix, actually? It's kind of a slow tutor, but it has its uses. Put it in the maybe pile. Let's drop Infectious Bite for this, I think. It's still a range punk as a poison counter one, but it means I can deal with much more than one creature. So that has been All 4 decks covered thus far on Lucas Brews, updated for the newest set. And with that, I will see you all later in the week where we take a look at something. You'll find out. See ya.